This is Real-Time Business. I'm Gigi Stone-Woods. GenAI adoption continues to accelerate, and insurance companies, though risk-averse, are following the trend. For more on this, let's go to Erin Culek, Chief Strategy and Operating Officer at Guardian, and Gaston Messineo, EY Parthenon Insurance Leader. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, great to be here.
Erin, the insurance industry seems like a perfect fit to benefit from GenAI. What kinds of trends are you seeing?
You know, the insurance industry has been around for a long time. Guardian's been in existence for 160 years. And so as an industry, we're sitting on a ton of data, a lot of manual processes, and complex policy documents and legalese. Those three ingredients together are really where generative AI shines. And so it's a really natural industry where GenAI can add a ton of value.
So where should insurers start with GenAI?
So one of the biggest trends we are seeing are insurers driving grassroots efforts to stand up first generation use cases. So it's okay to move quickly, it's okay to fail fast as long as you have the right guardrails in place. But at the same time, we must thinking about how to drive longer term value creation.
Do you find it challenging to balance progress with long-term value creation?
We've been on a transformation journey for the past several years where we're aspiring to become the most contemporary insurance company in the industry. We see generative AI as just one of the tools in that toolkit. How can we continue to add even more value to our customers beyond the way we may have traditionally interacted with them? The exciting part about generative AI is we're now able to say, how can that help us move even faster?
How is GenAI fitting into Guardian's strategy?
Well, we think about generative AI investments just like we do any other investment we make, where we really want to have a balanced portfolio. And we're looking at investments that are going to pay off short term and some of the bigger moonshot investments that may have a longer time horizon and a lot of value. On the short term side, we have a lot of use cases that what we call point solutions, where it's a tool that we're going to sit on top of a current process. Like in our underwriting, we may have generative AI that's going to synthesize a bunch of data and allow our underwriters to focus on the real value add components of their job. At the same time, we're carving out a couple places longer term where we're taking a giant step back and saying, listen, today we have data that we didn't have 2 years ago. We have technology that we didn't have 2 years ago. Let's really reimagine a process end to end, starting with our customer. What's the experience we want them to have? What is the experience we want our colleagues to have? What's the process change we need to make to enable that? And then looking at where generative AI can accelerate that.
And if you minimize those rote, lengthy tasks for employees, then they can focus more on the customer experience.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if you look at our customer service colleagues, for example, they may be interacting with our customers at what could be one of the hardest times of their life, a death in the family or a disability claim. And so if we're taking away that drudgery of having to really go in and research, technical details, we allow our colleagues to focus on the human element and provide empathy and helping our customers through those really hard times in their life.
So that's a great example of how a company can have a vision for GenAI, which you help them unpack.
We help our clients basically by looking for ways for GenAI to make a difference at the industry-wide scale. So take the business of being a broker. That's a business that many times is very labor-intensive. So how can carriers, with the AI, better integrate with those brokers and then create efficiencies to make their lives easier? So at the end, we help clients really pressure test and ask those core questions in order to find ways to really use GenAI to leapfrog the competition and really create lasting competitive advantage.
So engaging and upskilling the workforce is really key. And Erin, you've been at the forefront with Guardian of transformation through GenAI. So have you learned any lessons along the way you can share?
A lot of our colleagues have had the opportunity to play with GenAI in their personal lives. And so they're coming into the office and seeing all the ways that it could help them in their job. So we don't have a shortage of ideas. But I think the interesting learning is taking something from an idea into execution is the hard part. That change management is not to be underestimated. EY helped us set up our governance framework, and we're using that governance framework to funnel use case ideas through it and make sure we're spending time on the right ideas across our value chain.
So what do you tell insurers to look for going forward?
So it's great to move quickly, but we believe in the value of the dual track approach, where on the one hand, we foster a grassroots, bottoms-up type of innovation and experimentation, but at the same time, we drive a more intentional top-down approach to develop the overall GenAI vision and a strategic roadmap with the right then governance capabilities and execution tools to truly execute on that.
Okay, dual action approach. Great strategic advice to take it from strategy to execution. Gaston Messineo and Erin Culek, thank you so much for your insight. You are watching Real Time Business.